everyone, so today's video is going to be my May wrap-up. Now I'm gonna film this video as fast as I can, not because I have physical therapy this time, because I actually don't have physical therapy this week, but because I'm in a lot of pain and I want to have even the slightest chance of filming a second video after this. So yeah, I'm gonna film this as fast as I can so that maybe I can still film a second video. I have no idea if that's even possible with the amount of pain that I'm in currently, but yeah, let's just get into all of the books that I read in May. So the first book that I finished in May was Closer to Okay. This is an arc that I got from NetGalley and I didn't completely love it. I could kind of tell from the beginning that I wasn't gonna completely love it, but yeah, it just didn't connect with me as much as I thought it would. Considering how heavy the subject is, I was really expecting to connect to the characters, but I didn't. Which, if you want to know what the subject is, you can look it up on Goodreads or something like that, because I don't have the energy to explain it, which is basically going to be the theme of this video, me just being in too much pain to explain anything. But yeah, I ended up giving this book 3 stars. It had decent representation and it read quite fast, again considering the subject. I wish that I liked it more, but I didn't. And yeah, let's just move on to the next book, because again, I can't really think straight at the moment, so let's just move on. Then next in May, I decided to read some manga, and I decided to read the first 4 volumes of Hanako-kun. Now I'm holding volume 6 because this was the volume that was closest to me. So yeah, I didn't read this one, but I read volumes 0 till 4, because yes, there is a volume 0. You can actually see it in my bookshelf, I'm pretty sure, the blue cover. This also has a blue cover, but the darker blue one. I hope it's visible. So yeah, I guess technically I didn't read 4 volumes. I read 5, if I can calculate that correctly, because my math skills are nowhere to be found. But yeah, I ended up reading the first 4 or 5 volumes of Hanako-kun, and yeah, I enjoyed it as always. 5 stars again. This is one of my favorite series, even though I haven't read that much of it because I'm scared of it. But yeah, I really enjoy the art. It's really pretty. I'm not going to show you the art inside this one just because spoilers and all of that. But yeah, if you just look at the cover, you can kind of see what kind of art it has. It's very pretty. I really like it. Not much else to say about it other than I like it and I recommend it. There's also an anime made for this. I don't know if there's gonna be a second season of it, but I really hope there is. So yeah. Then next I read another arc from NetGalley. This time it was a manga, and that was Tomorrow Make Me Yours. I didn't like this that much. It just was really forgettable. I can genuinely not remember anything of the plot, other than the fact that I thought that the main character was really beautifully drawn. So yeah, it also has some non-consensual scenes in a library, and I know that that's a big problem in BL manga, because I've read enough BL manga at this point to recognize it, but that doesn't mean that I like it. I really hate it, and so whenever I see a BL manga doesn't have it, I usually really like the manga. So yeah, maybe one day I'll make a whole video dedicated to BL mangas that actually have no non-consensual scenes and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, let me know, I guess, because I know that not a lot of people like reading stuff like that, because a lot of them can be very spicy, and I personally don't like that either. But I like reading them just because it's kind of mindless to read them usually. So yeah, I didn't like this one a lot. The characters had 0 personality in my opinion, and yeah, again, just really forgettable. All I remember is the main character being really beautifully drawn. So yeah, I didn't give this a very high rating. So yeah. Then next I read another arc from NetGalley. As you can tell, I read a lot of them in May, but I read another arc from NetGalley, and this one I actually really enjoyed, so much that I actually asked my mom to buy a copy for me in the UK, because my mom lives in the UK, and so it's easier for her to get access to books that are very difficult to find. because they're like not that popular or something, considering I don't live in like an English speaking country. Like English books are already kind of difficult to find, especially like new releases from like not popular authors. So yeah, I ended up liking this like NetGalley arc that I got so much that I asked my mom to buy a physical copy, and that is Never Been Kissed. Now this has demisexual representation, which I'm really glad about. I really like the representation. I gave it 4.5 stars, I'm pretty sure. I really liked it. The only reason why I didn't give it like 5 stars is because I didn't like all of the miscommunication, which I'm someone who really hates that trope in books. So yeah, it's just like a neat thing. I didn't like that part of it, but I am glad that I own like a physical copy of it now, so I can like annotate it and stuff like that, because this is like one of the few books that I own that have like demisexual representation. So yeah. Then next I read a webtoon called Out of Sight, Out of Body. Now I didn't finish reading this just because I lost interest, but the beginning was okay. It was a bit confusing and it just kind of like lost my interest as I continued reading. So I gave it like 2.5 stars, I think. I don't know how good like the other stuff is because I read like half of it, I think. So yeah, then next I read volume 16 and 17 of Takagi-san. Now I'm not 100% sure in which volume it specifically was, but in one of these volumes there was basically like an April Fool's chapter, and I didn't notice it because I don't really pay attention to the date when something's published, especially when I'm reading something online. And so I didn't notice it was an April Fool's chapter, and I completely fell for it, and my heart was broken, like in a good way, because I was very excited about the stuff that happened in the chapter, and then it was an April Fool's joke, and so yeah, that was fun. I don't think I've ever had that happen before, where like a manga does an April Fool's joke and I fall for it. But yeah, that was interesting. I hope the author doesn't do that again, because they are playing with my emotions. So yeah, I did really like these. As always, I think I talked about like some of the other volumes I read in the previous wrap up. I did like them. I gave them the same rating as always, and again, once they do actually get together, which is something that the April Fool's joke obviously did. That's why I got so excited. But yeah, like once they do actually get together, like the two main characters, I will probably like reread these and like rate them higher, because I know what's gonna happen then, and it's not like an empty promise or anything like that. So yeah, then next I read Taproot. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is another arc that I got from NetGalley. As you can tell, I read a lot of them in May. But yeah, I didn't enjoy this as much as I thought I would. I really thought I would love it, but it was just very confusing at times. The art was very pretty, and I did like the characters, but I feel like it was confusing and too short. And yeah, I feel like if it was longer and the story was kind of like more fleshed out, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. It was also, in my opinion, a bit too fast paced. I think it had to do with like, again, it being too short, in my opinion. And it makes me sad because I saw that a lot of people like really loved this, and I just thought it was too fast paced for me. So yeah, I do still recommend it, but yeah, for me it was just too fast paced. So yeah, then next I reread the first volume of Manly Appetites. I reread this one because I wanted to finish the series, but then I forgot I was reading it and I still didn't finish it. So I still need to do that. This series only has like 3 volumes, and the topic seems okay. It's a bit like iffy at times, but then again, it is manga, so a lot of topics are usually like a bit iffy. So yeah, I ended up giving this 3 stars. I do want to like actually finish the series one day, but I don't know when. And if I do want to finish it, I do need to reread the first volume again, because I forgot everything again, because my memory is really bad. So yeah, I also really like the covers of these books. Like, they look really pretty. I really like the border around it. I don't know if I explained that well, because I'm feeling really ill right now. Like, I feel dizzy and I feel like I'm gonna pass out. but I only have like one book left that I need to talk about, so I'm sure I'll be fine. Then the last book that I read in May was another arc from Nick Alley. I really need to stop reading so many books from Nick Alley, but I request them and then they give them to me and then I read them. So yeah, I really need to stop doing that, but yeah, I'm having a good time with it, so why not? But that book was Henry Hamlet's Heart. I hope I pronounced that well. I can't really think straight at the moment because I still feel really ill, but yeah, I read this one. My copy from Nick Alley was like missing letters. I don't know if the actual like version of the book also misses letters, but my like version of it did. This book was really like confusing because I kept forgetting who was who. The only two characters I could tell apart were the two main characters, and like their friend group was just like a mess in my head. Like I couldn't tell who was who until literally like the last 10 pages. I realized who was who, and like I don't think that's usually what happens when you read a book. Like I think you should be able to tell apart like the characters from like the moment you start reading it basically. And yeah, it's been like a couple months since I read this because obviously I'm not filming this like anywhere near May. I'm literally filming this in September because I struggle a lot like filming wrap-ups because they take a lot of like brain energy and I usually don't have that. I don't have it today either, but I'm pushing myself to film this anyway because I'm so behind on wrap-ups and I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I read this book like months ago and I genuinely cannot tell you anything about the plot. Like I can't even tell you the characters' names other than like Henry because it's literally like in the title. But yeah, other than that, I don't remember anything about this book. It was really forgetful. I gave it like 2 stars, which is honestly quite a high rating considering I don't remember anything. But I struggle a lot giving books like 1 star because then I feel bad for like the author. So yeah, that's all I basically have to say about this book. I do want to like stop this video now because again, I feel really ill and I really want to film a second video because I feel like otherwise I kind of put so much effort into getting ready that it's kind of like wasted on just one video that's gonna be like what 15 minutes long. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do and probably ask like you guys like on social media what I should do and how I kind of like get rid of this like guilt of like not being able to film that much and being so behind on filming, especially but again like wrap-ups like this one. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do, but thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I put a lot of like effort into these videos, even though it might not seem like it. I do put a lot of effort into them, and I'm sorry about these wrap-ups being filmed so late. I just don't have the energy to like talk about like 20 books in like a video. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the video here because as you can probably tell, I'm struggling to kind of like continue talking. So yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys' advice on what I should do and then I'm gonna see if I can film a second video. So yeah, thank you again for watching and bye.